Corcoran. He'll go and switch it. Now looking at clear defensive 50 over the top. Miles can run onto it and needs to be clean with it with some pressure closing from behind. They flick it back. Anthony goes over the top. Dribbling over near the boundary. Someone needs a touch before it goes out. Stays in, and Angaston look for an option. Goes over the top and dribbles out. Potentially through for a minor score. Eventually has scored it over. As we finally welcome you live here. Apologies for the delay in the streaming. A few technical difficulties. So, kick over the top here. The score update here at the moment. It's 2-1-13 to 2-2-14. And a free kick paid here. Forward 50 is a kick over the top to Rusker, who's already kicked 2 goals in this game for Angaston, the 2 goals, and goals also coming from Mac Bowman and Jaden Watson for the Donnybrooks. There's a risky kick going inside and handballing it out to Rusker, who's got a bit of space to go back inside forward 50. Lines up the goals as he snuck. Punched through by Dylan Jones, the co-captain. So they extend their margin out to 2 behinds. 2-3-15 to 2-1-13. So centre wing now and running straight at the footy was even try and find an option further up the ground, but once again intercepting here the Panthers. They've been clean. Good mark taken by Ben Nowak. Short ball out wide. Fiebiger sees a short option and executes well to Tuckwell. Tuckwell just waits for the options. Move it forward and they cause the turnover. Short ball to Knapp, centre wing. The recruit from Eastern Park. Kicked 107 goals 2 years ago in Div 5 of the Adelaide Footy League. Bowman out the back does well to bring it to ground. Miles for the Panthers. Coming out wide now and eventually punched over the boundary. An arm wrestle to start here. Delay to get us on air here at Willaston Oval. Weather and technology don't mix very well. Kelly knocking it down in front, has to get rid of it. Oh, and umpire was blindsided, but made the right call. Call that holding the ball, and the ball will come back. Brilliant tackle laid by Ethan Siddle. For the Donnybrooks in round 1 a couple of weeks ago against Freeling. Has a short option and decides to go there, just on the paint of 50. So Hudson Cole with the left peg, pops it up towards the top of the square, waiting for the jumpers to get there. Evans pulls it down. Brilliant mark in the wet. And just a tall presence, that's what you got to do. Get to the top of the goal square, get your tallest players up there and they do the rest of the job. So Saxon Evans, just the 1 goal of the season through 2 games. This one fairly elementary. Rain still trickling down here at Elliot Goodger. But he's able to convert, gets the lead back for Willaston. A 3-1-19 on the Sportal scoreboard. And a brilliant goal put through. Fantastic kick as well from Hudson Cole, coming from the half-forward flank. So 4-point margin the way of Willaston. Thank you to our streaming partners, of course, Dartfish Filming Footy, bringing you Archie's and Filming Footy beanie going to the player of the game. Archie Song's fantastic. Behind the Barrel, of course, the brand new show for the BLGFA this year, sponsored by the Freeling Hotel. Kelly once again in the ruck. And a good tackle from Mackenzie, winning the free kick. Got to have a good chat to him on Behind the Barrel earlier this week. Such a brilliant person. Thank you. Out wide. Go back inside forward 50 once again. Dangerous position here out the back. Juggling and pulling in the mark. Not quite. Had a few cracks at it, jumping on top. And they'll get a stoppage here. 20 from home. Kelly over the top once again, knocks it down. Naps there, he's dangerous in this situation. Handball come out the back and the Panthers can retreat. It looks like it may be coming right back through Lagana. Gabe Lagana sees an option short. Nap leading up, a little too strong for him. Over the back, Hoskins there. Gets his hands free, moves it back. Hudson Cole snapping around his body. 1-on-1 contest, East. Close. Oh, did he get a boot on it? No, touched. Did well in the end there. Dylan Schmidt. So through for 1 point advantage for Willaston. 20-15. Short ball. Mark taken by Greg. Handball out wide. And they can just go long down the line. Centre wing. Nearly taking the mark out the back. Couldn't quite hang on to it. He's jumped on top of there. So I'll give you a score update soon from around the grounds for the BLGFA. BLGFA.com.au. You can check out all the live scores. Of course, this one happening a bit later today with a twilight game as legal disposal. Mackenzie can try and play on. And they're bringing it back. He thought the free kick was paid to Willaston, so it was in fact to Angaston through Tyre. Drop a ball in towards forward 50, coming across the front, nearly intercepting, but the Panthers can stay with it. Handball over the top, and a chance at goal. Oh, geez, this is going to go close. Nearly tucked up against the boundary, but through for a behind. Few horns thinking that snuck through for a goal, but just the solitary score, keeping a 4-point advantage here for the Donnybrooks. Ball out wide. And chipping a ball over the top to Hoskin. Justin Hoskin, the former Port Adelaide listed player, goes over the top. Waldhutter crashing through Anthony. A few groans from around the ground and helped him up, so good on him. The umpire saying that it is 25, and probably rightfully so. It was a bit. Josh Waldhutter, his first game of the year. He's kicked 182 goals for Willaston in his time with him. Good collect there. Solid pickup, snapping around the body. Not quite going to get the distance on it. Comes down right before the goal line. Still hasn't gone close to the behind post. Still stays in. So they flick it out from the boundary and thumping into the goal post. So through a minor score. They're peppering away here, the Panthers. Still with a 3-point advantage on the Sportal scoreboard. 3-2-20 to 2-5-17. They look to bite off the corridor a little more here, but a good intercept mark taken by Miles. Late here in this first quarter. Go inside forward 50, looking for the leapers. Comes out the back. Tyrell Burgess getting to it first, but shoved off it fairly easy. Oh, how's the fend off as well? Coming from Michael Clinch. Excellent work, but it is intercepted. So McInerney pops the ball over. Goes inside forward 50, looking for a good mark. Tommy Corcoran gets an opportunity in front of goal. Veteran player, captain this year for the Angaston Panthers. 48 SANFL games with the It was formerly on Glenelg's list as well early on. Spent a bit of time with Port District as well in the Adelaide Footy League in Div 1. Fantastic player, but found his home at Angaston. Has a crack, fades a score. So inaccurate at the moment, the Panthers. But they're back within 2. 3-2-20 plays 2-6-18 on the Sportal scoreboard. Anthony out the back and escorted over the boundary line. "26 minutes and change gone." We can have another crack at it here. Very heavy ball as well after rolling around on that wet turf for 27 minutes. Knocking it down and now just popping a high ball up in the air. Hoskin and Kelly sitting underneath this one, gets knocked down in front. Willaston able to move it through hands and just pop one up to centre wing. Naps there. Through and gets his boot free. Pops it over the top, but mark taken by Ben Burgermeister. Goes one in the middle of the ground. Anthony taking the mark. Wide, goes a little shorter. McInerney just takes on his opponent in Waldhutter and goes back through the middle of the ground, but a good mark taken by Hoskin floating back. Justin Hoskin wants to go straight to Waldhutter down the middle of the ground, takes the mark right on the siren. And he'll get a crack at goal. Heavy ball. Have to kick this one all of 50 metres. As I mentioned before, 182 goals for Willaston, 18 last year. This is his first game of the season. Josh Waldhutter. Chance to extend this 2-point margin for Willaston. Deliberate approach straight in front. From the paint. Register a score at all. So brings us to quarter time. An arm wrestle here at Willaston Oval. 3-2-20 to 2-6-18 for filming footy. Safe to play. G'day. Welcome back here to the Willaston Footy Club. Second quarter about to get underway. 3-2-20 to 2-6-18. Angaston had a lot of the ball in the last few minutes there and plenty of inside 50s. Quick update from around the grounds. A few results finishing up. Tanunda getting a comprehensive victory, 15-8-98 to 5-4-34 over Freeling. South Gawler got the job done over, well, looks like they should get the job done over Kapunda, 11-7-73 to 8-8-56. Same goes for Barossa District at the moment, 10-13-73 to 5-6-36 over Gawler Central. So we have a special commentator this quarter, Sam Walton, an A-grade veteran for the Willaston Footy Club, 280-odd games he played for him. Welcome, Sam.
G'day, mate. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So it'll be good to watch and get a bit of insight into some of these players as the quarter goes on. But what have you thought of the first quarter so far, mate?
Yeah, very scrappy as you would expect to be in the type of conditions that we are at the moment. And as you said before, Angaston had most of that play in that probably second half of the quarter there. So we'll be interested to see what happens now.
Just didn't make the most of it. Stevie Rusker right there was the kicked 2 goals there in that first quarter. Schubert got a handball out the back. Mackenzie tried the fend off, didn't get rid of it. And a dumping tackle. So a bit of a scrap here as well. Bit of push and shove. Looks like umpire might be reaching for a card here as well. He's reaching into his pocket. Maybe just to intimidate a few players potentially. And it worked. So Mackenzie gets the free centre wing, chips the ball over to the top, and taking the mark is Hudson Cole. He can bomb a ball inside forward 50, wait for the leapers out the back, and ball's here in dispute. Good smother there from Waldhutter. He can handball out the back, and we get a stoppage inside forward 50. So Josh Waldhutter, he comes back in for his first game of the year. He's a valuable player. I was looking this morning, 182 goals for Willaston in his time.
He's very handy to have back in, and especially a day like today, he throws his body around and easily takes a clean grab and booming kick as well. So it'll be good to see him back today.
The Warrior was there. Another whistle being blown here, free kick paid. So getting stuck into Mackenzie. Got to interview Mackenzie for BLG's newest show, Behind the Barrel, throughout the week, and
I did see that.
He's a very nice man. Very nice man. Thank you for your time, Isaiah. So to centre wing, jumping up on a good mark, taken. Have they paid it? No, maybe hitting the ground, Brodie Cormack. So it's got to be hard to take those overhead marks on a day like today.
Flat hands or on the chest will be the way to go.
And Evans in the ruck knocks it down. Trying to get clean possession. Any player here at the moment. Deacon Davis underneath, unable. And we get another stoppage. So, an awesome initiative this, Sam. A twilight game. Did it for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, last year?
Yes. Yep. And then probably a couple of years ago as well, we had Gawler Centrals.
Yes, yep, okay.
We had one then, which was actually pretty good to play under the lights.
For sure.
The lights at Willaston.
Yeah, yep.
But yeah, it's a great idea. Get the crowd around, and even opposition teams can come down and have a look.
Absolutely.
Had food trucks and all that stuff here, so it's been a good day.
Oh, it's a good crowd here, absolutely it is. On a pretty wet day. A handball out, Rusker gets it, goes inside forward 50, nearly taking the mark. Even on the chest, it's hard to hold on to. Lagana just popping on his boot, getting any distance he can. Mackenzie there with a clean pickup, but he gets swarmed straight away. Get a stoppage in the centre square. Evans and Kelly in the ruck, that's been an intriguing contest. Corcoran takes it, gets a bit of purchase on his boot and goes inside forward 50, and a bit of a foot race to the ball now. The Waterboy nearly got tangled up in the contest there, and Tony outside and gets jumped on by Adam Kennelly. So days like today, Sam, you said you've recently retired from footy. This is your first year out of it.
Yeah, first year out.
You're missing it on a day like today? You said you like the wet weather?
I used to love playing in this type of weather.
Yep.
Slowed everyone down, nice and scrappy. My type of conditions. But it actually is good to sit back and...
Absolutely. Have you felt the itch at all through the first 3 weeks of the season?
No, not yet.
Nah. Do you think it'll come?
No. Hopefully it doesn't. happy to sit back and watch.
So Panthers going inside. Schubert there, nearly tunneled under the ball. He gets it back though. Schubert can snap around his body. Looks like it's on line. And gets it there, I think. No touch. So through for a minor score. 2-7 now. Angaston not quite making the most of their opportunities, but just 1 point the margin now. 4 minutes gone, second quarter on the Sportal scoreboard. So we were chatting off air. Your partner's heavily involved with the women's program here, which is incredibly successful.
So she's vice president of the actual whole football department.
Yep.
And she pushes really hard for the female footy, and she was lucky to be a part of their premiership side a few years ago. And
absolutely.
She's stayed on board and helps out as much as she can with the female program, and even started the female was kick as well, which is
it's brilliant.
Exciting to see.
Yeah, getting young kids involved, absolutely. So all the way up the other end of the ground here now for Willaston, deep inside their forward 50. As Knapp knocks it down. Now a chance to snap around the body. Oh, what a goal that is. Brilliant work from Hudson Cole, and extends the margin to 7 for Willaston. They've been pretty handy in front of goal. 4-2-26 to 2-7-19. Brilliant goal from Hudson Cole, and not a lot of space around him there.
He's pretty handy, old Hudson, especially on his left foot. Booming left foot. He's a reserve male medalist last year as well.
Yep.
So he's got some skill about him.
He's getting a good crack at A grade this year. Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
So hopefully he can cement his spot in and hold it for the rest of the year.
So you were saying about the female program, of course, Willaston Women and the Willaston Reserves. Good segue. They won the premiership last year. It's such a successful club. I mean, I was up there filming behind the barrel up in your club rooms up the hill there, and it's a really successful club. Obviously, 0-2 the A grade side to start the season. No doubt you win enough games to win your way back into finals this year, but it's a pretty proud club to be involved in, I'd imagine.
Especially the last few years to have success in the A grade and the B grade, and then the women's have just been phenomenal with the way their program is at the moment. All
absolutely.
Ducking with Andre Bors, and it's just continued on from there, so it's great to see. The club's in a good spot at the moment.
Absolutely. Another behind, just touched on the goal line, so taking the advantage out to 8 points for the Donnybrooks.
Going back. Must have been too quick kick out. Bring it back.
Eager here, the Panthers, to get it back in. They go to the outer side, long ball down, one-on-one. Anthony's there, as is Kennelly. And we'll get another stoppage. So some good recruits as well this year. Mac Bowman's another one that come across from South Clare. Yeah. Is he's still on Port Adelaide's top-up list as well?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he is, but so it's great to have someone like him around the club as well, to leadership on-field and off-field, and you've got Nappy as well that's come from Eastern Park with his experience.
He's fantastic, Nap. I called him a couple of years ago for Eastern Park in the grand final against Salisbury, and even though he's playing Div 6 at the time, he's a player that can play just about any level of footy and contribute, and he's shown that through the first couple of weeks, no doubt. Went over and played in the Northern Territory Footy League as well.
So we're pretty lucky to get some bit of depth as well, which is great.
Absolutely. Mason Warner also coming across. Oh, there's a big crunch from the back there, right into the back of Will Moulds. So they get a chance to go back inside forward 50 here, the Panthers. 1-on-2 here for Willaston, and they're able just to chip it out to Waldhutter. And a short ball, Knapp, just comes through his hands, spills out the back, but he's good enough to stay with it. Spins through the contest, and a clean handball out the back to Lagana. Goes towards the corridor, risky kick, and it pay off. Evans couldn't quite take the mark. McInerney was clean with it, and they eventually get it to Miles. Miles hands it back, and McInerney waits for the lead to come through Schubert. Really well worked there, and what would be a wet and heavy ball. He goes inside forward 50, big pack sitting underneath it, and a brilliant mark taken by Brodie Cormack. So there's an event on at the Willaston Footy Club tonight as well, I understand.
Yes, we've got some... got one of the committee members' husbands. He's playing his guitar, just a
awesome
one-man show.
A little acoustic event.
Yeah, so
I might get up there,
He's actually nice and he's a good singer. I've seen him a few times. And
absolutely. I think
pulls a crowd.
I think I'll message the wife, check the kids are asleep, and if they are, I might go up there and check it out.
Have a look.
Ball inside forward 50, comes out the front here, and they just need to compose themselves. Willaston, they've been doing quite well. Wildhutter can't hold on to it. Gets it off to Bowman. He's quickly wrapped up by McInerney, and on the paint of the centre square we'll have another stoppage. Both teams looking for their first win. Evans gets the tap down. Oh, and that may be illegal disposal. Should have been paid, but the umpire was blindsided. Willaston now clear it out. Comes off the boot and a bit of a foot race to the ball. Schubert gets there first, wears the contact and gets the handball out. Really clean there from Corbin Schubert. They go back inside forward 50. Comes off hands. Can't quite find an option. Flicks out the back, and eventually Michael Clinch just picking it up on the boundary line.
The old boy picks it up.
Long down the line, he was smiling as he kicked it as well. Getting a bit of support from the patrons in front of the bar here.
Oh, they're out here.
So McInerney all the way out to the outer side. Fiebiger looks to bite off the corridor. Good kick. Greg can now go inside forward touch. 50, and a brilliant kick to Tyrell Burgess. And you're right there, Sam, it was brilliant touch. This is where disposal can be quite difficult when the ball's a bit heavier, it's a bit wetter. Brilliant mark taken by Burgess, fantastic kick. So
these type of conditions bring out the class in most players. So.
Absolutely. So 11 minutes and change gone. Angaston haven't had a goal for some time. Just the two coming from Rusker earlier. Burgess has kicked 2 this year. Looks online, he's happy with it. And they snag their third goal here of the evening. And his first goal of the afternoon. They bring the margin right back to 2 points. On the Sportal scoreboard now, 27-25. So two sides, Sam, that made the finals last season. Yep. Angaston were a pretty handy side, 10-6. 13-3 Willaston. It's have you been surprised by a couple of the results throughout the first 2 weeks? Definitely. I mean, Willaston going 0-2, Angaston losing their first game, of course, against Nuri. But have you been surprised?
Yeah, I've been pretty surprised. Probably shows how close this competition actually is, and you have to show up to actually play every week because you don't know which team's going to show up. And
for sure,
just to see the teams of last year and especially the last few years. Example, Freeling, I was out watching them against Willaston, and just to see how much they've improved is absolutely amazing. Yeah,
absolutely it is. But then I guess it can flip on its head with results like today.
Yeah,
so
exactly right.
They're back inside forward 50 here. Knapp couldn't quite take the mark, defended well. On an awkward little kick there, gives the ball straight back to Knapp. He can go back inside forward 50 and taking an easy mark, dropping in front. And they get a set shot at goal here, the Donnybrooks.
Back Jaden here. He's a beautiful set shot on goal, old Jaden Watson.
So he's kicked 1 already. So his third season, as I mentioned earlier, for Willaston, coming out of Modbury previously.
Yep.
Tight angle here, but no breeze at all around the trees and the flags, incredibly still. Distance won't be a problem either.
Him as well, giving him the commentator's curse.
Oh, I've done it plenty of times before, mate. I'm shocking at it. With the right peg. Looks like he may have just snuck that in. Umpire, in fact, says no. So through for a behind. So margin extends out to 3 now. 28 plays 25 on the Sportal scoreboard. Chance to thank Willaston's sponsors as well. Doing a good job supporting local footy. Active Battery Discounters, Fleet Gear Trailer and Truck Rentals, Homekind, JCS, Kingford Hotel, Lumon Lawyers and Ray White Craigmore. As Angaston go through the middle of the ground and players streaming inside forward 50 and getting a bit of space and taking a mark. Getting a chance at goal here. So
quick turnaround there.
Absolutely, it was very quickly up the other end of the ground. So Caleb White, pretty well straight in front. Man on the mark stands at about 40 metres. Kicked 1 goal for the season. This for his first of the afternoon. Does he have the distance covered? He not quite. Gets knocked down in front. They get an opportunity here on the left peg. And he's missed from pretty close range. So 28 plays 26. 3-8 now for Angaston. 4-4 for Willaston. Just some of their accuracy letting them down at the moment.
Obviously a different story if they could kick a bit straighter, but you all know footy.
Tricky conditions, of course. Looks like the rain has subsided for the time being. Schubert's there. So right here in front of the bar in the commentary position, Elliot Goodger Memorial Park. Thank you for joining us, of course. Twilight BLGFA action. Game got underway at 4:10 rather than the usual 2:20 start time. Gets knocked down by Evans and crashing through the massage bench. So boundary umpire hurl it back in. Hoskin right in front of this contest. Evans knocks it down. Mackenzie overruns it. Hoskin eventually picking it up and popping it out in front of his player who's just thumps it inside, but boundary line beats them all. Centre wing. Rucks again. Kelly this time gets a second crack at it, knocks it straight down, and a bit of a slinging action, but umpire says it's all fine. So, as this rain dissipates a little bit, and maybe the ground may dry up a little bit, it's not very warm here at the moment, it's going to be fairly dewy and cold, but do you see that advantage? I know obviously you're a Willaston man, but do you see that being an advantage for either of these sides?
I guess yes or no. Looks like the rain has gone away, and as you said, the dew will probably kick in and turn into probably a Tuesday or Thursday night of training, really. Yeah,
for sure. So I guess nothing they're not used to, right?
That's exactly right.
So kick over the top. You can run onto it here, White. Handballs it well, and now they can go back towards forward 50. Anthony takes it, and he can roll in from the paint of 50, pops it over the top. Had Corbin Schubert short, and that's another behind. So they do edge a little bit closer, 28-27 now. 3 goals, 9 for Angaston, and they take a markie, but a whistle has been blown, so a free kick going the way of Hoskin. Just surveying his options. Decides to go long down the line. Waldhutter sitting underneath this one, beats his hands and wrapped up in a tackle. So some handy results as well throughout the day. I mean, Ango and Willaston have shared the results, the 15s and the reserves for Willaston getting the win. Pretty handy win for the reserves there.
It was pretty close early too.
Yeah,
the reserves.
It was, yeah.
And after half time, I think Willaston just stepped on the gas, and that was the change.
So the women play, I'm trying to remember, here tomorrow?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm not too sure who they're playing.
Yeah.
But they'll be here tomorrow, nice crowd. So
1 o'clock if you can get to it, absolutely, head along. Hopefully the weather will be a little nicer tomorrow. Longer down the line, a few players holding on to each other, so umpire says play on. White takes it and pops the ball towards the top of the goal square in a one-on-one contest, and eventually dribbling over the boundary line.
And we're pretty lucky to have these new lights too, because there was no way a few years ago we'd be playing any twilight games in Willaston Oval.
It's lighting up quite nice now that it's getting a little darker by the minute. It's lighting up really nice. I'm excited for the second half here where it sets into darkness. So Evans knocks it down in front. Angaston looking for a goal, but Willaston looking to retreat. Sitting underneath it, taking a good mark was Mac Bowman. Sees something through the corridor and pops it over the top. Brilliant kick to Hudson Cole. He wheels around on his left, pops it up towards goal. Waldhutter couldn't quite take the mark. Close to the goal line. Ball's still in dispute here. Picking it up and Stoppage. Geez, that was quick from Willaston.
Yeah, right place, right time there for Hudson, straight off the bench, and lucky to get the ball.
So stoppage here, getting thumped towards the goal line, but quickly with the tackle, not allowing him to go anywhere, was Bevan Cross. And eventually popped through, but does Cole get there? He does. Very quick, Hudson Cole. Brilliantly roved off the pack and got there with about half a metre, it looked like, in the end. And they extend their margin out to 7. There's brilliant work there from Hudson. He's been quite good in this game, to be honest. You talk about a player that's come out of the reserves program. He certainly doesn't really look like it at the moment. He looks like he's really in place here at the A grade.
Got a lot of talent, that kid. In and out of the A grade last year, and I don't even reckon he played that many games in the B grade either. So he's done well to win the medal last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
He keeps his form up. I think he's going to cement his spot in for the rest of the year.
Looks like he's doing himself justice.
6 rule here.
Yeah, a bit of a warning. So the umpires actually do, brand new this year, have a intercom system where they're talking to each other. They got earpieces in, and been confirmed that 3 out of 4 of the games they do, brand new this year. They talk to each other, so helps with their communication across the ground. So they've only got 3 units, so they can only do 3 of the 4 games around the ground, but I have definitely one of those here tonight. Mackenzie gets the handball out, Knapp. Oh, nearly another crack here for Cole. It's swinging around a little bit, but doesn't quite get there. They're through for a minor score. 35 plays 27, but he's very quick. Once he gets it, he gets rid of it in a split second. So now Angaston, Miles, a ripping grab.
Always had good hands, old Jack.
Yeah. Goes to centre wing, sitting underneath it. Clinch couldn't quite take the mark. Warrior out the back, pops a high ball up, bit of a hospital ball. Knapp underneath this one, and a big collision. Knapp obviously always going to be the beneficiary with a bigger body. Bowman ducks underneath and should be called for holding the ball, and is. And take some time to. Yeah, I think he did. Of course, saw an injury very, very early on in this game. Ross Kuhn copping one in the first 15 seconds of the game. So, and it obviously looks like he's out for the contest. Looks like he's had a cut to his top of his head, I reckon. And they'll check him out. Concussion protocol, no doubt about it. So now Jacob Campbell going long inside forward 50. Huge kick and a mark taken.
Great body work there.
Really good body work by the Angaston forward. And they get a crack at goal. So trying to see who that was, in fact, taking the mark. Didn't quite get a look at his number there. He turns to us now. So it is, in fact, Jonty Ryman. And no, not too much of an angle to speak of here. We'll have to kick this one from about 30 metres.
No wind either here?
Yeah, no wind at all. They've been inaccurate in front of goal. Makes the goal umpire do a little bit of dancing, but just sneaks it through for a goal. So they respond.
Finally got one.
They get back within 2. And they just keep this game close, even though it seems like Willaston are dominating a lot of the play around the ground in this second quarter. They stay close enough. Willaston have had the lead since halfway through the first quarter. In fact, earlier than that. But a good goal put through there by Jonty Ryman. His first of the season, his first of the afternoon, of course, on the Sportal scoreboard. So, chance to thank the BLGFA partners who make this league possible. Corriton Burge, Intersport Barossa, Ray White, Gawler East, West End, the Injury Hub, Sharon, Maxi Plast, Terry White, Kmart, Barossa Co-op, CEG, Belgravia Apparel, Stiller, the Vine Inn, and Central District Footy Club. As Kelly in the ruck got up high, Hoskin spun around, and that's going to be holding the ball. So Angaston with a little bit of momentum here. Good tackle laid by Tommy Corcoran. Reigning Schluter medalist, joint with Ethan Gann. Over the top, White gets it with a bit of space to snap around towards goal. Bouncing on the siren, and it snuck through for a minor score, I believe. So it is just the minor score at half time to make it 1 solitary behind the difference. 35 plays 34, a small advantage for Willaston. Well, thank you very much for joining me this second quarter, Sam. It's fantastic to have a Willaston Donnybrook's legend join me on this call. We'll go and enjoy the rest of the game if you like. No worries. Thank you very much. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming right up. back to Willaston Oval. Big matchup between the Willaston Donnybrooks and the Angaston Panthers, and it's been an arm wrestle. You see the scores on your screen: 5-5-35 to an inaccurate Angaston side at the moment, 4-10-34. Thank you for joining us. My name's Lewis McKenna for Filming Footy. We've got Brandon on the camera as well. Chance to go over some of the results from around the league. Beauty of having a twilight match here at Willaston as you see the lights shine down on Elliott Goodger Memorial Oval. Get to have a look at some of the results that have already been decided today. Freeling at Freeling Oval, 5-4-34 to 15-8-98. Tanunda got a comprehensive victory. Darren Shillaby was 7 goals in that one. Incredible performance from them. Just put them to bed early. 7-3 in the first quarter. Nothing to Freeling in the first quarter. So Andrew Marshall was pretty good with 3 goals for the Redlegs. 21-point victory for South Gawler. Just got it all done in the second. 8 goals to none. Got the jump on them. Kapunda come back, but it was all a little too late. 4 goals coming from Ryan Marini in that one. The Dogs, they get their first win of the season. 32 points. The victors over Gawler Central, 10-14-74 to 6-6-42. So really handy win for them. So that means that the loser of this game will be on the bottom of the ladder as the only winless side. Ethan Gant and Scott Mumford with 3 apiece in that. The reigning Schluter medalists, of course, with Tommy Corcoran out on the field at the moment. A half-time here at 5-5-35 to 4-9-33. The goal scorers in this one, we'll start with the home side. Hudson Cole, 2 goals. One of my best players as well in the second half. He was really brilliant. 2 goals for him. Saxon Evans with a goal. Mac Bowman with a goal as well. Jaden Watson. And the goal scorers for the Panthers, 2 for Steve Ruskey. Got the first 2 for them. Jonty Ryman with a goal and Terrell Burgess with 1 as well. So really entertaining matchup here so far as the game's about to get back underway. And both teams are out in the middle. Thank you very much, mate. You enjoying the commentary here?
Fucking over here, mate.
Brilliant.
Cheers, mate.
Fantastic.
Here, just like,
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. We're here at the bar at Willaston, which is brilliant. We've got a full crowd behind us, and one of the locals jumping at the commentary table, which is fantastic. So umpire holds the ball aloft, ready to get the second half underway here under lights, Elliott Goodger Memorial Park. So Evans in the ruck against Kelly, neither able to get a hand on it, but Angaston win it out of the middle and go inside forward 50. Schubert off hands and a dumping tackle. Umpire will circle and ball it up. So Adam Butcher to hurl the ball up inside. Drops it down. Mackenzie couldn't get clean possession away. And it looks as if we're going to have another stoppage. Co-captain for Willaston wrestling the ball away. Gets knocked down. Campbell was there for Angaston. And once again we get another stoppage. This time, getting it out in front. Snapping around Campbell towards goal. Deep in the pocket. Corcoran's there leading up at the footy. In fact, comes out the back. Oh, White has a crack at goal. Snaps around and misses an easy one. Another behind for Angaston. So 35 apiece now. Scores now level on the Sportal scoreboard. First tie in some time. Angaston's last lead in the game was 16 minutes into the first quarter. They've had a largest lead of the game of 5. Largest lead for Willaston is 8 during the second. It's been a close game. Long down the line. Oh, fly from White. Couldn't drag it down. Lagana with a handball over the top. Oh, and just gets cleaned up as well. Should be a free and is. So they get a crack at goals here. Angaston, if he wishes to take it, Burgermeister. Tucked up against the boundary. Will be a difficult kick. So hands it off instead. Drops a short ball down in the pocket. Looking for White, but a bit of a grub of a kick. They'll get it back through Michael Clinch. Named in the best 7 times last year, his first game of the season for Willaston. So pack forming on the outer side. He decides to drop it short instead. to Lachlan Downing, who's actually playing his first A-grade game for Willaston since 2018. I had to fact-check that before the game, and it is in fact true. It's out the back. Willaston now move it through hands. East palms it off, and now they can go long down the line to a one-on-one contest. Waldhutter does well to get in the right spot and takes a mark around 60 from home. Just waits for the cavalry to arrive. Drops it short. Knapp juggling, can't quite take the mark from the paint of 50. Moves it back through to Waldhutter. Finds a little bit of space to drop it in short. Really good kick going inside, and Jaden Watson taking the mark about 42 metres from goal. Again, if you've just joined us, no breeze to speak of here at Willaston. Of course, we've seen a lot of rain falling early in the game through the reserves game. Of course, this is the 5th game here, so ground's been ripped up a little bit throughout the day. We're looking to keep that ball dry. Watson kicked a goal in the first quarter. Looking for his second. He'll have to kick it just inside the paint of 50 and does exactly that. Gets the distance covered, no problem at all, but pulls it to the near side. So they get the advantage by 1 again, the Donnybrooks. 36 plays 35 on the Sportal scoreboard. 3.5 minutes gone. Marching out of the goal square go the Panthers. Chip it out wide, and mark taken by Fiebiger. Big crowd still building here at Willaston. They got a night. They got a concert up in their club rooms. Still to come. Long down the line, couldn't quite take the mark. Comes out the back, and now wrapped up in a tackle is Brodie Cormack, right in front of the Willaston bench. Kelly in the ruck, gets the tap down. Overrunning it there was Jay Warrior, and we get another stoppage. Evans and Kelly. Kelly gets the tap out the back, and quickly picking it up was Burgess, but contest continues. Warrior scored him near the boundary line. Tapping it down is Evans over the top, just trying to get any distance they can at the moment. Consecutive stoppages. Thought he was held onto there, running near the boundary. Deacon Davis pleads his case. Eventually, boundary line beats them all. The lights really coming into effect here as well at Willaston. Their annual twilight match, or what's becoming annual, in round 3 here of the BLGFA. Good ball in from the boundary umpire. Evans knocks it down, and now Davis just pops it onto his boot. High ball up. No one able to get in front. Whistle's been blown here. A bit of a hold coming. Free kick going the way of the Panthers. So defending well enough here not to give away a goal. They go long to a 2-on-2 contest. Coming over the top, and Campbell trying to get onto it, but beaten to it by the Donnybrooks. They go long down the line. Bowman can't quite pick it up. Now a handball over the top. Coming from Saxon. Evans did well to Watson. Now inside forward 50, looking for Knapp, but cutting across, taking a really good mark was Miles. Now they switch. They clear out a defensive 50. Nearly an intercept mark taken by Kennelly. And they get right back in, and Dylan Schmidt takes an intercept mark of his own. Sees Tommy Corcoran all the way out on the other side, so has to get it to him now. A little bit of a risky kick, decides to play on around Watson. Tries to bite off a tricky kick. Evans takes the intercept mark. Handball off now to Siddle going inside. Now a chance. Hoskin pops one up to the top of the goal square, waiting for the leapers. Comes off hands. Knapp was out the back. Watson there needs to be clean. Tackled. He dropped the ball, but umpire said just fumbled it out of bounds. Ball it in right around from the goal point post here for Willaston. Knapp going in the ruck here against Kelly, a recruit across from Payneham Norwood Union. Waldhutter couldn't quite take it. Good tackle laid by Bowman, pinning his arm. Made the claim that he had an arm free, and he may have a case there. Fiebiger got away with one. Knapp against Kelly. Kelly couldn't quite get it away. Hoskin has a crack at goal, snaps around his body through the big sticks. first goal of the third quarter going the way of Justin Hoskin. His first goal of the afternoon, third for the season. And crafty stuff there. Brilliant goal. Just knew where they were. Didn't even really have a good look at the goals. Just snapped it right over his shoulder. And they take an advantage now by 7 points. So 6-6-42 plays 4-11-35 in accuracy, hurting the Panthers here at the moment. 7.5 minutes gone on the Sportal scoreboard. So as I mentioned, Angaston's last lead in this game coming at the 16-minute mark of the first. Umpire to get it straight back into the middle. Evans this time knocks it down, and we get another stoppage. Davis in the contest. Knocked down. Hoskin in the middle, fresh after his goal. And Adam Butcher says, give it to me, I'll hurl it back up once again. Neither ruckman able to get advantage. Hoskin rips it out with one hand. Burgess comes through with a tackle. Good enough to get it out through to Davis, and he just pops it out into space and allows the runners to do the rest of the work. Getting to it first and trying to duck around, getting a handball out the back to Knapp. Composed himself well, back to Davis. Towards forward 50. Breaking through the tackle, did well. Bowman dropping one inside forward 50 and getting through. Watson now with a bit of space, snapping around and converting on a goal. So their largest lead of the game, the Donnybrooks, now out by 13. Second goal of the evening for Jaden Watson. And on the Sportal scoreboard, they now move to 7-6-48, 4-11-35. Just a little composed now. Willaston as they're going towards their forward 50. So back-to-back goals. And as I mentioned, their largest lead of the game, it was previously 8 early in the second quarter. First double-digit lead of the game for either side. Evans has been dominant in the ruck, absolutely fantastic. Good handball coming out there from Corcoran. But they're just losing a bit of territory here at the moment, Angaston. They need to try and find a target. Comes out the back. Handball out to Anthony. Just pops it onto his left peg. High ball up, Schubert underneath it, but did really well with the body. Couldn't quite take the mark there, Cormac. And now Willaston through Mackenzie. Dances his way around a couple Panthers. Does well, chips it over the top and just really composed with it at the moment. Good handball out to Lagana with a little bit of room on the outer side. Chips one towards forward 50 and they've got a bit of space here at the back. If they can just compose themselves and find a target, they get a handball inside. Knapp comes through hands. McInerney, and a whistle's been blown here, maybe held onto without it. And a free kick going the way of Angaston. And McInerney will chip the ball right across and they look to switch it. To go right back to where it came. McInerney once again off the boot of Schmidt. And he'll drop it right back. So they're unable to find really anything at the moment. Has Fiebiger if he wants to switch once again, but this time goes through the corridor. And they look to really pump it in there now. It's a centre wing, just on the outside of the centre square. Hoskin gets the ball back and can bomb the Willaston Donnybrooks back inside forward 50. Couldn't quite take the mark there. Leaping back was Tarkin Allen on debut. Comes out the back. Campbell was there, but just pumped back in. Socket off the ground. By any means necessary, get it in. Knapp can pop it over the top. Watson's there. Gets a shocking bounce. He gets back onto it, though. Tries to dance his way around a tackle. Maybe called for holding the ball. He is. Brilliant tackle laid by Corcoran. So they get an opportunity. Get out of jail here, Angaston. Certainly don't want to go down by 3 goals in these conditions. And Corcoran, the former Port Adelaide Magpie, drops down in front, handball out, and they go back in once again off the boot of another former Port Adelaide Magpie and Justin Hoskin. Corcoran does well though, Handball's out and a bit of a 1-2 in defence, working with Schmidt. And a really good ball, did well. Get it to Lockie Gregg. Has to be clean to Schubert and is. The Deputy Vice Captain Corbin Schubert. Right in front of the bar here at the Willaston Footy Club. Drops it back to Corcoran, who has had a really busy few minutes. He switches it right out once again. Schmidt sees McInerney. Ball has lived in this half of the ground the last 5 minutes. McInerney decides to dance around the man on the mark. For a lack of a better option. Chips it over the top. Anthony in a one-on-one contest against Watson decides to soccer it along the ground. And Willaston, if they can be composed, find a target. Picking it up was Kennelly. Had to move it back through hands. Ball being fumbled around here near the boundary line. Both teams need to be careful for that exact reason. Gone out of bounds on the full. So Adam Kennelly will get the ball back. Fantastic having you here. Saturday night now. BLJFA footy. Going inside forward 50, comes down in front. Watson was really clean, got the handball out. Now Evans tries to get it off Waldhutter, but just marching through was Fiebiger, did well. Just clearing out a defensive 50, and he did run too far. Probably went about 25 metres in the end. And just struggling to find options going out of the defensive 50. They look unsure at the moment. Isaiah McKenzie, their co-captain, will get the ball about 65 from home. So drop a short ball in, finds the lead and gets it from Deacon Davis. So have to kick this one from beyond 50. Man on the mark standing about 46, 47 metres out. As we've said all game long, no wind to speak of. Flags have not moved one iota. Trees have not wobbled one bit. Deacon Davis with 3 goals for the season. Had 2 goals last week versus South Gawler. Opens up the angle. Doesn't quite get the distance covered. Waldhutter punches it through. So doesn't go through for a behind. In fact, to be balled in. Again, a very dangerous position here for Angaston. Down by 13. The ruck's to go at it. Knapp in the ruck, knocks it down in front, but not enough time and space for McKenzie to get onto it. So Knapp going up in the ruck against Ryman here. A bit of a change in the ruck. Seen Kelly spend so much time in there today for Angaston. So ball getting bobbled around here. Dangerous situation here for Angaston. They need to be clean. Retreating, they just have to pop it on their boot to a one-on-one contest, but goes out of bounds on the full. So they get another chance here. Ethan Siddle to go inside forward 50. Debut year. Debuting in round 1 a couple of weeks ago against Freeling. Looking for his first win here this evening. And a good mark taken in defence for the Panthers through Dylan Schmidt. Can switch across to McInerney if he wants. But decides to go long to the pack. Comes off hands out the back. Davis is first to it for the Donnybrooks. Handball over the top. It turns the ball over. And the Panthers, maybe an actual opportunity to get it in their forward half for a change. Schubert's there on the outer side. Can't quite pick it up. A 2-on-2 contest. Wait for the cavalry to arrive. And they've done well here, the Panthers. They weren't quite clean enough with it, though. And White jumps on top. And we get a stoppage around the paint of 50 here on the outer side. Looks like there's a bit of cramp potentially coming from Deacon Davis of the Donnybrooks. So in the ruck, Saxon Evans grabbed it, got tackled, wasn't able to get rid of it. And umpire says, I'll take it back. We'll give this another go. 17 minutes gone. Third quarter, BLGFA twilight footy. And Deacon Davis caught high. So he switches it right across. Nearly a dangerous kick there. Handball it back in the corridor. And they have to be clean if they're looking to bite it off, and they are. One-on-one contest gets knocked down in front. Good enough was Burgess to get the handball away, but turns it back over to Deacon Davis. Tackle without it potentially was, hanging on was Kennelly. And now Dow chips it out wide. McInerney. And go long down the line. Goes close to the boundary as well. Sitting underneath it was Kelly, couldn't quite reel it in. Ball potentially stays in, no, eventually beaten. So it'll be hurled in about 70, 80 metres from home here for the Panthers. Once again in the ruck, Evans gets the knockdown in front. It was good to get the handball out. Hoskin flicks it back over and looking for a target over the head of Warrior, and a good mark taken by Davis. Deacon Davis right in front of the Angaston bench. A long high ball right across the wing. Evans off hands, comes out the back. Bowman couldn't quite take it. And we get another stoppage. No goals in this game since the 9-minute mark, so we've gone the last 10 minutes without a goal. Evans an easy tap down, but to no one's advantage at the Willaston Donnybrook side at least. McKenzie goes crashing through. And a tackle laid. So Ryman will go up in the ruck. Evans, neither ruckman able to get too much of an advantage there, and good tackle by Waldhutter. Important period of time here, particularly for Angaston, but Hudson Cole gets it off the pack once again and bombs a long ball inside forward 50, crashing through and dropping down in front. Anthony was clean, gets the handball out the back. And now moving it through, Fiebiger just needs to hit a target, grub of a ball, trying to clear out of the defensive 50. Davis was clean though, hands it back to the co-captain and McKenzie, tries with the fend off, has to get rid of it, and maybe held onto it too long. He did get the handball in the end, pleading his case. But a good tackle laid there by Eggleston. Just pumps an awkward high ball up into the centre square. And a good mark taken, given the circumstances. Gets a 25-metre penalty as well, Burgess. Maybe not quite in it. No one standing the mark, so we can roll inside forward 50, have a crack at goals. Looks like it's going to sneak through. And it is. An important goal for the Panthers. Burgess kicks his second. And asleep at the wheel there, the Donnybrooks. They had a chance to get someone at the mark. Burgess saw his opportunity and split the middle, and a drought-breaking goal. They're first of this third quarter, the Panthers. They now move back within 7 points on the Sportal scoreboard. 7-6-48 to 5-11-41. 20 minutes gone, third quarter. As I mentioned, just the third goal of this quarter. Not many scores at all. He's a handy player, Burgess. 4 goals now for the season. Had 2 goals coming into this one. 2 goals here this afternoon. Or this evening, I should say. Now Corcoran off the ground to the outer side in the ruck. Handballs are back. Anthony's had a pretty handy third quarter. Drops it over the top. Campbell's there. If he can be clean, he can just get it to a forward. Eventually picks it up on the third attempt. Comes out the back. Spinning his way through the contest was White, but he's wrapped up. In the ruck, East gets the tap down. Still working his way onto it. Breaking his way through. He's able to convert another opportunity. Brilliant work from the Angaston Panthers. Tuckwell gets the goal, his first. And we're back to a 1-point ball game just like that. The Panthers go bang bang. So Tuckwell with his first of the season, and a really important one in crunch time here in the third quarter. And this game has ebbed and flowed. Still a game-high margin just a few minutes ago of 13 points in the favour of Willaston, but Angaston, they have not given up the fight, even though they've been fairly inaccurate in front of goals. 6-11-47. 7-6-48. Starting to make the most of the opportunities as the game stretches on. Like to thank our streaming partners as well. Dartfish, of course, and Filming Footy bringing you all the action. Archie's, a pair of Archies will go to the player of the game as holding the ball's been called. In fact, the throw going the way of the Donnybrooks. So Archie's and Filming Footy beanie will go to the player of the game. There's a good smother there from White. Thank, of course, the Freeling Hotel for sponsoring BLGFA's brand new show Behind the Barrel as Clinch just gets a boot away. Warrior takes a really good mark. Has a handball inside if he can get it to Bowman. Decides to go a little bit further towards the top of the square. Juggling mark taken by Wald Hutter. So there was a chance there to go to Bowman, but Warrior made the right choice in the end. Popped it into a dangerous position, and Willaston a chance to respond immediately. Angaston have got to this margin many times. This 1 point margin throughout this game for Willaston to respond and get them out further. So Wald Hutter, he's kicked 182 goals for Willaston in their A grade over the years. This is first game of the season, pulls it out to the right-hand side, through for a minor score. So 7-7-49 to 6-11-47 on the Sportal scoreboard. And the Panthers now, they go long to the outer side. A big 50, 60 metre bomb. Ball in dispute here, trying to crack through and win it out. Mackenzie, he's tackled. 24 minutes gone, third quarter. Thank you for joining us here on your Saturday twilight for BLGFA on Filming Footy. My name's Lewis McKenna as East goes inside, looking for the drop of the ball. Couldn't quite take the mark, going to ground. Whistle's been blown here. And Adam Butcher coming in, I'm not sure what he signalled here, so free kick's been paid, it seems. Looks like he's called a ball up. Maybe some reason for it, unbeknown to me, but gets knocked down in front. Bowman juggling it around inside the pack. Tightly contested. Now getting dumped to the ground was a good tackle laid there by Bowman on Jacob Fiebiger. Right in front, 30 metres out from Willaston's goal. 2 points the difference. Jumping over the top, but Kelly, keeping his feet, was able to get the tap down. Now snapping around Watson, and it's a foot race to the ball. Can they get there? Can they be clean? Boundary line beats them all and goes over. It's going to be a ball in just around from the Willaston goals. So they've sent a player right back to the goal line here as well. The Panthers playing goalkeeper. Ball drops down in front, neither ruckman able to get to it. Mackenzie dangerous in this situation, couldn't quite get a boot to it. Anything of meaning anyway. Crashing through was Kennelly, he's quickly tackled. And we'll get another stoppage right in front. Lockie Gregg with the tackle. Again, 30 metres out from Willaston's goal. Late in this third quarter. Only 2 points splitting them. Kelly kicks it, taps it out the back, and they're able to clear out a defensive 50. A one-on-one contest here now. Getting to it first was Cormac. And chops a short ball. Really good kick and really good vision to Justin Hoskin, who was left alone. He can go back inside forward 50. 2-on-1 contest here. Angaston have the numbers. McInerney drops it down. Trying to get the ball out. Did have his hands free for a moment there. But eventually, umpire Adam Butcher calling it back for a stoppage. Kelly rises up in the ruck, gets a tap down. Watson's going to win his way to the footy first. Moves it out through hands. Hoskins met closely. Good enough to get a handball away. Miles is there. Picking it up was Corcoran, who can just dump a ball out of defensive 50. Clinch with a bit of time and space to go back inside once again. Jaden Anthony gets crunched. He'll win a free kick. Justin Hoskin come crashing through, gets a bit of push and shove afterwards as well. Bit of feeling in this game, but really good mark. Good stuff there from Jaden Anthony. Put his body on the line. No doubt gets a 25 for his work as well. Gets down the back, and siren blows to bring us to the end of the third quarter. 7:49 to 6:11:47. In a really close game, ebbing and flowing third quarter. A goal to Hoskin, a goal to Watson, got Willaston out to a 13-point margin, but Burgess and Tuckwell went bang-bang to bring it back, and we have got a real arm wrestle. Do not go anywhere. Fourth quarter coming right up. Well, here we go. Final quarter. Willaston Oval, Elliott Goodger Memorial Park. It's a 2-point advantage so far for Willaston. A chance to go around the grounds for the BLGFA. You can catch all the scores, all leading goal kickers from not only the A grade, but the reserves, all the juniors as well. Every single one. The women, of course, playing tomorrow, so you can catch them. But today it was Freeling and Tanunda. And Tanunda absolutely belted them. 64 points. The margin in the end looked like it was going to be more than that. Shillabeer led the way with 7 goals. So a 64-point win. South Gawler and Kapunda. South Gawler kicked 9 goals to none in the second quarter. Got out to a huge margin. They ended up winning by 22. And Barossa, they get their first win of the season against Gawler Central. 32-point victors over at the Dog Park. So interesting results. I believe that makes me... one of 3 so far in my tips, of course, that I gave on Behind the Barrel. And you can catch Behind the Barrel every Thursday nights on Filming Footy in the BLG socials, where yours truly goes through all of the previous rounds matches, the upcoming round. We look at the BLGW as well. We're going to have their president Bianca on our show in the upcoming week, so stay tuned for that as this fourth quarter gets underway. 2 points the difference. An arm wrestle all the way along for Twilight Footy. Willaston Oval glowing under the lights here at the moment. We thank you for joining us, of course, on your Thursday night. So, fist over the top. Kelly now working onto it. The ruckman gets good purchase. Going inside forward 50, one-on-one, gets knocked down in front. Getting to it first is Clinch. He needs to be clean with it, and really was. Good pick up with the right hand. And now can just wheel and work his way out of defensive 50, but wasn't quite the kick he was looking for. Bit of a dumping tackle there coming from Kennelly on the outer side. Umpire says it's all fine. Miles gets up with no issues at all. Kelly gets contested in the end by Evans, but was able to win the tap down. And Davis with a tackle just outside 50 here for the Panthers. Evans once again tops it down in front. Really intriguing contest between Nick Kelly and Saxon Evans in the ruck. Really probably called it an even split at the moment. Once again they go at it. Ball just getting juggled out the back here, and they can clear out of defensive 50. Gets punched towards. Knapp was out there and goes out of bounds. So free kick's being paid here to Angaston. So Miles on the outer side. Pumps a long ball inside forward 50. Comes off hands, falls to the front. McKenzie couldn't quite get clean possession. Spills down and now snapping around towards goal, but playing goalkeeper. And taking a good mark was Brody Cormack. Can move it out wide, but mark's been dropped by Dylan Jones, their co-captain. He was able to compose himself, go long down the line. Waldharter couldn't quite hang on to it. No, really good pick up there by Ethan Siddle. And good kick into the middle of the ground. Hudson Cole now goes to the outer side. Sees a pack forming and a good mark taken. Jaden Watson juggling the mark. Going to be a pretty tricky kick at goals, but a really good opportunity here to Willaston to extend their margin. Angle shouldn't be too bad. Probably on about a 30-degree angle on the outer side. Only has to kick this one about 30 to 35 metres. Already kicked 2 here. I think one of my best as well in this game. Jaden Watson been threatening up forward. He's on his way in. All eyes on the goal umpire. Really important kick to try and get Willaston out by 8 points if he can convert, but through for a minor score. So the first score on the board for the fourth quarter. Willaston now out to a 3-point margin. 7-8, 50 to 6-11, 47. So now Angaston through McInerney, their vice-captain, to the outer side. Spills out the back. Willaston looking to be clean. There's a short little ball there and they move it through hands and back inside forward 50 they go. One-on-one contest at the top of the square, getting juggled around. East is there, just gets it on his boot. Almost got smothered by his own player there in Mac Bowman. They stay with it though. Handball off from Cole. Walhutter gets a handball out. McKenzie has a crack at goals and splits the middle. Isaiah McKenzie, a timely captain's goal, gets him out by 9 points. an important one there for the leader of this club. Really well worked. Just repeat entries inside forward 50 to Willaston, just putting the pressure on the Angaston back line. And Mackenzie, a fantastic player. He was brilliant to chat to on Behind the Barrel throughout the week. Gave a bit of an insight into his chances at AFL level and at SANFL level. He trained with the West Coast Eagles before a devastating ACL injury just took that opportunity away from him, but he made a good career for the Central District Bulldogs and the Adelaide Crows at SANFL level, as well as Willaston in recent seasons. Of course, a premiership winner and looking to do it again this year. Of course, multiple member of Team of the Year as Corcoran wins the free out of the middle. Takes his time, waits for a few players to flood. A bit of a torp going inside forward 50. Bit of a wobbler, and a whistle's been blown here. Free kick to White. So, looking for some leading targets. He's going to go a bit longer. He's going to pop it to the top of the square. One-on-one contest, comes off hands. Bergmeister hands it back. They can dribble through a goal. They respond straight away through Dylan Tuckwell once again with his second, and they get it back to a one-goal game. In fact, just a three-point game. Tuckwell in for his second. They just won't go away, the Panthers, at the moment. Really closely contested game, and we've picked the right one to stream for you on, of course, for filming footy. So now 7:11:53 to 8:8:56 on the Sportal scoreboard. Tap down, and umpire's going to circle and ball it up once more. Comes out the back, Mackenzie gets onto it first and looking for a target inside forward 50. Getting to it well there, getting a handball out was Watson, trying to work his way back onto it. Pops it up towards goal. Looks like it's just fading across to the left and is through for a minor score. So another opportunity goes begging. They move to 8:9:57, 6:11:47, 7:11:53, I should say. As over the top goes Schubert, couldn't quite take the mark. Crashing through his Burgess though, did well. Just needs to get it out. Hoskin sitting on top of him. Umpire says we'll ball it up. Evans knocks it down. Getting a handball out, and Hoskin going inside forward 50, popping it up towards goal. East couldn't quite hang on. Fiebiger did well. Miles dropping the ball. Now spilling out. Just trying to find a target through hands. Oh, Davis got his head ripped off. Rightfully so, paid the free kick. So Davis gets the free, a little too far from home. So just goes a little wider. Can't quite find his target in Evans. He moves back through hands and they have to pop a ball around. Sitting underneath it is Hoskin, couldn't quite hang on, and the Panthers with a little bit of room and composure. Pop a ball over the top. Schubert couldn't quite hang on. Has the runners going past, but did really well to compose himself. Got it on the second attempt. Comes out the back. Tuckwell's there. Ball in dispute, and we get a stoppage inside forward 50. So can they convert on an opportunity here, Angaston inside? Haven't had a lead since the 16-minute mark of the first quarter, hitting the umpire there, Ryan Prentice. Knapp tapping it out in front of himself, but doing really well here, the Panthers, with Knapp closing from behind, looking for Schubert, but sitting in the hole and taking the mark is Lachlan Downing, I should say. Coming back to play his first A-grade game since 2018. Just incredible. Intercepted, though, by Corcoran. Drops a short ball off. Corbin Schubert. And they look to take on the corridor now. Had a bit of room to go if he wants to, and he goes now, Ryman. Goes inside forward 50, comes off hands, spills out the back, taking it and getting smothered inside. Clinch is there, can't quite pick it up. Tuckwell as well. He now gets it, Tuckwell. Good smother by Davis, going out of bounds. So 45 metres out from Angaston's goal, we get a ball in. Boundary umpire hurls it in. Rucks go at it once again. Evans going up against Ryman. Waldhutter goes through, collects some legs on the way. Umpire says play on. And we get yet another stoppage. Ryman gets the tap down. Evans, good handball at the back. Davis is there. Couldn't quite get a boot on it. White with a good tackle. Wasn't rewarded with a free kick. And once again, same area, another stoppage. Ryman trying to boot it out of the ruck, and whistle's been blown here. Free kick. Ryman illegally clearing the space. Oh, and a couple of players from both sides getting shoved to the ground simultaneously. Davis and Ryman still pushing and shoving. Oh, and being decked behind the play, Deacon Davis. Willaston fans not happy about that at all as it goes out of bounds. Behind play. And they get stuck out into him now on the wing. Zach East there. Big melee going on here. Huge push and shove. Just about everyone involved in this one. Waldhutter on the outer side getting stuck in. Corbin Schubert's in there as well. Just a proper country footy scrap. Umpires all out there. Ryan Prentice, Adam Butcher. Adam Butcher hurls it up, says we're going to get this one back underway. Zach East was at the bottom of the pack. And a mark taken by White. Now, which team can compose themselves here? Kick over the top, one-on-one contest, gets knocked down. Trying to raffle it in there and hold on to it. It was Rinky, did well. As the cavalry arrive after their push and shove. Evans, out of the back of the contest was Clinch, off hands and goes out, and coming through with another bump was Jamal Wheatra. Wanting to feel a little bit of body, these players here at the moment. Do not go anywhere for the last bit of this game. Rightfully so, the game of the week. Every other game, as we mentioned, Tanunda by 64 over Freeling, South Gawler by 22 over Kapunda, and Barossa 32 over Gawler Central. This one much closer. As Miles goes inside, forward 50, comes off hands, down in front. Clinch couldn't quite hang on to it and does spill out, maybe caught high. Umpire circles and a free kick has been paid. So an opportunity here for Angaston. 13 minutes and change gone. They get their first opportunity in some time to take a lead, and Will Moulds, yet to kick a goal this season, had 26 goals in 2025. Slight angle. We'll have to kick it from 45 metres. For the first lead since the 16-minute mark of the first quarter, Will Moulds just behind. They're 12th behind of this game, Angaston. Back to just 3 points. 8-9, 57. 7-12, 54 on the Sportal scoreboard. Out the back, Evans couldn't quite hang on to the mark, but he eventually gets it on the second attempt. And just goes out the back and allows the runners to get onto it. Bit of a foot race to the ball. Picking it up well was Cole. Dribbles a handball out. Really clean going inside forward 50. Can they find a target? Good mark taken in defence. In fact, called play on. Thought he claimed the mark there, but Ryan Prentice says, I'll take it back. Thank you very much. And we'll ball it up. Kelly just thumps it. Campbell drops it into a dangerous position. Warrior, handball over the top. Can't quite pick it up cleanly. And we get a stoppage here. Deep in attack for Willaston. See the score in the background there. Very close game. Evans. Bowman. And another stoppage. Thanks to the Willaston sponsors. Of course, we're here at Willaston last time to thank them. Active Battery Discounters, Fleet Gear Trailer and Truck Rentals, Homekind, JCS. There's the ball in dispute here. Once again, we get another stoppage. Kingsford Hotel, Lumen Lawyers and Ray White Craigmore. Excellent to any business who sponsors local footy clubs. Kelly up against Evans, knocks it down. Evans thumps the ball forward and they just look to clear a long ball out towards the boundary. Will this hold up or will it dribble towards? It holds up. Now looking for it, Waldhutter with a tackle on Angaston, and we get a stoppage here on the near side, not too far from the Angaston bench. Kelly gets the tap down, Wheatra comes through with the hands and boundary beats them all. As time ticks on, advantage may switch to Willaston with a very narrow advantage, and if they can keep it in their end of the ground, as Corcoran at the bottom of the pack is unable to get it out. In fact, that was Dylan Schmidt. Comes out the back and Bowman with a bit of room to go inside forward 50, and a brilliant kick. Laces out the forward, leading straight at it. And it's Chris Knapp, deep in attack. Comes up a little sore, but he'll take his time and try and put him out by a bit more of a margin. So 3 points the difference at the moment, tucked up against the boundary. This becomes an incredibly important kick. 17th minute of this game, of this quarter. Knapp tucked up against the boundary. Have to kick this one 45 metres. Skips his way in on the right peg. Goal umpire's not moving a muscle because he's split the middle. Brilliant goal put through by Knapp, and they take the lead by 9. It's the right time to kick your first goal of the afternoon. A talented player, come across from Eastern Park in the off-season, played in the Northern Territory Footy League in the off-season in Division 1 over there. Kicked 55 goals last year, but it was his 2024 season playing in Div 6 where he kicked 107 goals, 22 against Elizabeth, 15 against Adelaide Lutheran in a premiership year for Eastern Park. They won the premiership against Salisbury, and now he makes the move over to the BLG and he's right at home. So now in the middle, Davis, who got involved in a scuffle earlier, gets a handball out. Mackenzie goes crashing back through rugby style, and we get another stoppage. Evans knocks it down and wait for the runners to get onto it. Handball out the back, and Corcoran just gets his outside of his boot. White slips through his hands. Bodies go crashing together. White now gets it on his second attempt and gets tackled going inside forward 50. So 48 metres from home for the Panthers. We get another stoppage. Evans taps it down, and now a meaningful entry inside forward 50. Schubert got in the position 1A, couldn't take the mark. Smother. And now a foot race to the ball. Phoebe is going to get out there. Kennelly did well, just a little deft tap onto the boot. Knapp gets jumped on immediately. And a stoppage 80 from home. Kelly and Evans can't quite get any meaningful tap on it. Corcoran was crashing through, and Angaston a bit of room. White's been busy, hands it off. Fiebiger now on the right peg, drops it off. Dangerous position, good mark taken. And a chance here for Angaston through Will Moulds. This one a little easier. He gets back quickly. Still got a bit of time here, the Panthers. Missed on an opportunity earlier. This one straight in front. Man on the mark stands about 25 to 30 metres. Will Moulds for his first of the season. Splits the middle. An important goal for the Panthers. Margin back to 3. Moulds in for his first. So 63 to 60 on the Sportal scoreboard. 9-9-63 to 8-12-60. And this is going to be a fun finish, folks. Thank you for joining us, of course, on your Saturday night BLGFA Twilight Footy here at Elliott Goodger Memorial Oval. Thank you to the BLGFA partners for one final time. Corridon Burge, Intersport Barossa, Ray White, Gawler East, West End, the Injury Hub, Sharon, Maxi Plast, Terry White came up, Barossa Co-op. As Angaston get the clearance. Once again, dangerous going inside forward 50. White out the back, coming through and tapping it down. Tuckwell can go inside forward 50. A good mark taken. Schubert leading out of the goal square. And this to put the Panthers in front for the first time since halfway through the first quarter. "21 minutes gone. Corbin Schubert takes a deep breath. No goals yet this season. Not many kicks more important than this one. Goal umpire does a bit of dancing, but not enough. The Panthers take the lead. Important goal and take a late lead. 9-12-66 to 9-9-63. Angaston with their first lead since the 16-minute mark. And what a time to do it. Schubert, an incredibly important goal. They've really come back here well. Knapp kicked a goal about 10 minutes ago to get them out to a 9-point advantage, and Moulds and Schubert have got their goals in bunches, but Willaston have responded. And they've got a bit of time to do so, but Angaston this time clear it out. Tuckwell in a one-on-one here on the outer side, holding onto his arm, maybe giving away a free kick. Nothing paid, shoving Lagana towards the Willaston bench. So, the ball in here, right in front of the bar in the broadcast area. So wondering how long this quarter will go on for. We've seen 3 goals in it. Kelly drops it down in front, and they're going to have that ball back in by the boundary. So Mackenzie, one to watch around this contest as well. Getting watched closely by Lockie Gregg. Gets knocked down straight in front. Mackenzie does take it, and he's wrapped up quickly, not given enough time to get rid of it. Evans does well, just gets 10 metres into it, fists it down. Bowman with a tackle. And right in neutral territory, umpires will ball it back up once again. Evans out the back. Campbell's going to get to it first. In fact, no, it's actually going to be Jaden Watson. Calls are holding the ball. He was able to get rid of it legally, says the umpire. Waldhutter crashing his way through, trying to get rid of it. Kelly did well, got the hands away. Sitting in the hole, taking the mark is Clinch. An important passage of play here. Risky kick trying to find Mackenzie. Can he get it on the second opportunity? And a free kick's been paid here, collected high. So Mackenzie with the left peg, goes to the outer side, one-on-one, over the top, nearly taking the mark. Jay Warrior, Anthony out there. The cavalry now arrive. Did well to keep it there. Jaden Anthony was in a bit of trouble there for a brief moment. So knocked down out the back, and the Panthers get clean possession. Now White with a bit of space. He can go inside forward 50. They've got the numbers here, Willaston, if they can just hang on. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark, but a free kick's been paid. Bit of front-on contact for Dylan Jones, the co-captain. Looks to go long back down the line. One-on-one contest. Spills free. Tuckwell gets to it first. Tackled by Warrior, but he splits the tackle. One-on-one. It's knocked down. Corcoran with it. Spills free. Out the back. Falls as he shouldn't be paid the free kick and wasn't. Burgess, though. Can he seal it? Can he ice it? Couldn't. Through for a minor score. Angaston out by 4 now. 9-13-67 as they go through the middle of the ground. Mackenzie now, right up the guts of Willaston Oval. East couldn't hang on. Out the back, and they just dump one on the boot. Willaston have the numbers if they can get there, but a good mark taken by Ben Nowak. He debuted last week. So just his second A-grade game. A timely mark there. Schubert gets knocked out just about by Deacon Davis. Davis goes cracking through him. A free kick's been paid here as Schubert takes some time to get to his feet. So he's looking to just take his time. Schubert. Time ticking down now. Just about 26 minutes gone. Ruckman go at it. Saxon Evans fists and in a good position here if you're Angaston. Around 70 metres around from your goal. But they've shown Willaston if they can get clean possession, particularly through the likes of Isaiah McKenzie, they can rip right through and get it to their forward 50. Angaston have dropped a lot of players behind the ball here, expectedly so. Burgess tackled and another stoppage. Siren can't be too far away. 3 goals here in the last quarter. Kelly gets the knockdown, smartly off the boot, but Clinch takes the mark and needs to move it quickly. Clinch just composes himself and looks for the right option. Looks to go, kicks his boot with it, lost his boot in the process, nearly went as half as far as the ball. And Corcoran just looks to find the boundary and does. So Clinch playing with one boot at half back. Evans taps it down behind him. Waldhutter's there. It's going back the way of White and Clinch. White drops it. Clinch thought he took the mark. White has a bit of time to go back inside forward 50. Schubert couldn't quite take the mark. Goes crashing through. Clinch is there. Gets the handball out the back. Ball in dispute. Really crucial play here if they're able to get it out. Clinch in a bit of push and shove with Schubert. Still only got one shoe on himself, Michael Clinch. And now taken out of the ruck. Couldn't quite get clean possession away. And now Jones, and there's the siren. Angaston win in a thriller. 9-13-67, 9-9-63 on the Sportal scoreboard. Willaston led much of the way. And the Panthers take a victory. Their first of the season, they moved to 1-1. Willaston, surprisingly so. They only lost 3 games all of 2025. Lose their third here early at home on what was a beautiful night. Twilight, of course, of the BLGFA. It was an entertaining game. See here, some players still having a conversation with some of the umpires. It was a chippy game at times, with both teams shaking hands. Of course, got to award a player of the game in this one as well. Tommy Corcoran was absolutely fantastic. I think it may be him, but don't go anywhere. We'll have the post-game interview with the player of the game. I'll think about it as I head out there, but a brilliant win to Angaston. 9-13-67, 9-9-63. Don't go anywhere. That's what I thought I asked.
Game Moscow. Sorry, mate.
Well, we're here with our player of the game, Tommy Corcoran for the Angaston Panthers. And, mate, we'll talk about the game first. Of course, it's been wet all day. You didn't see much of the rain come down in the A-grade game, but very wet deck, very heavy ball. You trailed for much of the game, but you got the win in the end.
Yeah, every time we play Willaston, it's such a good contest. It's always heated, and wet weather footy, when it's slippery like that, just makes it even harder. So, yeah, it was a cracking game. It was one of those ones that was good to get over. It could have probably gone another way in the end, but great win. Happy for the boys.
It's you play a good role where you can go down back a little bit, play a bit in the middle, you can get all around the ground. You said I probably could have given it to a few others. There was definitely a few around there, but I thought you were pretty handy, especially in that third quarter where things got a bit tight. You know, Willaston threatened to get away. They got out to a 13-point margin. You guys just kept coming back. Every time Willaston got that little advantage, you guys got one or two and got back into the game.
Yeah, pretty proud of that, actually. Shows a bit of character with the group and a bit of maturity. I think the senior players, sort of all stepped up, and the midfield was a bit challenged there for a little bit, and we fought back, and Big Nico in the ruck was excellent with his tap work. So
absolutely.
Yeah, proud of that.
A tough game last week against Nuri, of course, the reigning premiers, only 11 points in the end, led for much of that game, trailed for much of this one, and were able to get the win in the end. You guys looking pretty good in this season so far.
Yeah, and full credit to Nuri, but I think that we probably had control in the first half. We just didn't make the most of our opportunities, and it was a little bit frustrating to lose that one in the end, because I had a couple out and thought we could have got them, but full credit to them, they were bloody good. So but it makes this win a bit more sweeter when we let that one go. So
absolutely. Well, you're getting a bit of chirp from the boys, so I'll let you go over and sing the song, mate. You've got you probably will, and I'll cost a lot of people a fine this year. You get the Archie songs, you get the filming footy beanie. They'll come in handy tonight. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thanks,
well done, mate. Congrats on the win. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Game of the Week. Well done to Tom, well done to Angaston. They get the win by 4 points in the end of what's been a really entertaining contest here at Willaston Oval. Of course, next week we've got our stream of the week as well. Kapunda taking on Tanunda at Kapunda Oval. But before that, you can tune into Behind the Barrel, where we cover everything for the BLGFA every Thursday night. So filming footy on YouTube and the BLGFA socials. Of course, the blgfa.com.au, where you can catch up all the results from around the league in round 3, of course. So come back next week for more BLGFA.